Hello, Bumblebees. It's Teddy Baby Bear here, ready to read for you Chapter 8 of Shadows, the Horror Movie Heroes by Clouds. My Head in the Clouds, Not Coming Down, on AO3. Links in the description below. I just wish Katsuki would leave me alone, Izuku groaned, as Hitoshi helped him bandage up yet another burn. It's like the more I work on stealth, the more he thinks I'm just ignoring him or looking down on him. I can avoid him for a while, but that just makes it worse when he finally catches you. Hitoshi nodded. Yeah, my bullies are the same way. I wonder. Izuku looked up. Do you have a way to stop it? Hitoshi shrugged. Maybe. Remember when we first met, and all my bullies thought you were some kind of villain backup coming to help me? Izuku nodded. It made them run away. And they stopped bothering me at school for a few weeks, Hitoshi added. So, what would happen if we do that again? But, intentionally this time. I tell my bullies you're scarier than I am, and you tell yours that I'm scarier than you are. So they leave us both alone, so the other one doesn't get angry or whatever. Think that would work? Maybe not on Kachan, but it's still worth it to get rid of everyone else, Izuku muttered thoughtfully. If we can start the right rumors. Hitoshi smiled. Then maybe we can finally get some peace. Toshinori had nightmares like this. Him sitting in the principal's office like a scolded child, while Gran Torino had tea with Nezu. He shivered. At least they weren't training. I agree with you that waiting until the entrance exam is risky, Nezu said, but receiving one for all too early also has its own risks. Well, yeah, Gran Torino shrugged. It's a centuries-old quirk, with way too much power for a single person. That's a no-brainer. Toshinori cleared his throat. I was having her wait until she was going to enter UA, not only to give her some time to gain enough muscle, but also because she'd be able to freely access UA's resources. For example, Recovery Girl if she did get injured. Gran Torino gave him a withering look. You can just call her, you know. Well, yes, Toshinori blushed, but it would take time to get to her, and in the case of a critical injury, it would be safest for the majority of quirk training to happen on UA grounds, where Recovery Girl's services would be immediately available. Nezu nodded. If that is the major concern, then I believe that I might have a solution. We have a training exercise coming up where we will be pitting our students against civilians acting as villains. This gives them an opportunity to test their abilities against a wide variety of skill sets and allows them to see what fighting actual villains will be like on a daily basis, since most of the individuals they fight will not be S-class threats. We have a third party coming in as civilians. However, if your successor were to participate as a villain, it would give her the chance to get to know One for All in an environment where medical services are readily available, as well as a racer head, just in case we need to cancel the quirk in any case of emergency. How does that sound? It sounds perfect, Gran Torino exclaimed. Why didn't you lead with that? Toshinori sighed. I still think it would be better to wait, but if you both think it's a good idea, then I suppose it's the best course of action. I just want her to have the best chance at success as we can give her. Perfect, Nezu said. Then I'll draft the necessary paperwork for you to give to her. This is going to be so exciting. Izuku glanced over to make sure Katsuki was watching as he waved goodbye to Hitoshi. See you later. Yeah, sure. Hitoshi lowered his voice. You sure you want to do this? Yes, Izuku said firmly. He needs to know you're dangerous. Hitoshi nodded and took control as he walked away. Izuku's brain fogged over, and he lost control of his body, but he could still remember the plan. Seeing him like this would make Katsuki angry, because he'd automatically assume that Izuku was ignoring him, not that he was brainwashed. He'd hit Izuku like he always did, which would break the brainwashing, and from there it was just making sure he came to the right conclusions. Simple. Oi! Deku! Who the hell was that? Katsuki came storming up to him, just like Izuku knew he would, his lackeys trailing a few feet behind. Well, who was that purple eye bag idiot, huh? Izuku didn't respond. Are you ignoring me? Katsuki looked like he was about to burst a blood vessel. I'm right here, you damn nerd! Answer me! Who was that? Again, Izuku said nothing, obviously because he couldn't, and Katsuki did exactly what he wanted him to. He punched him right in the face. Stop ignoring me, Katsuki yelled. You idiot! When I ask a question, you answer, got it? Izuku sniffled. Thank you, Kachan. Katsuki stopped. What? Well, Shinso forgot to deactivate his quirk when he left, so I couldn't actually respond to anything, Izuku rambled. He's got this super awesome brainwashing quirk, and it's really cool. Katsuki's lackeys looked absolutely horrified, and Izuku fought to keep the smile off his face. It wouldn't be long before the entire school knew about the quirkless kid's villain friend who would brainwash them into submission if they made one wrong move. Now it was just making sure Katsuki believed that Izuku wasn't ignoring him intentionally. But, well, Izuku continued, it's just that sometimes we're experimenting with his quirk and he just forgets to deactivate it, and so if it looks like I'm ignoring you, I'm really not. I might not be able to respond. I'm sorry, Kachan, I really am. There was a long moment before Katsuki scoffed. Of course you'd be too weak to save yourself from some extra's quirk, Deku. Of course only a brainwasher would hang out with a useless Deku like you. He stalked away, his lackeys following, with one last glance over their shoulders, and Izuku melted in relief. You can come out now, they're gone. Hitoshi rounded the corner, glaring in the direction Katsuki had walked. Are you sure you don't want me to brainwash him into doing something embarrassing? Izuku shook his head. The important thing is that he leaves me alone, and now that we've thrown some doubt into his theory that I'm intentionally ignoring him, it'll be a while before he finds something else to be mad at. Thank you so much, Hitoshi. Hitoshi shrugged. It's whatever. Do you have the notebook I asked for? Izuku nodded and dug around his backpack before handing it to him. This'll be enough, right? Hitoshi smirked as he flipped through the pages. Oh, this'll be more than enough. This is gonna be great. Hitoshi didn't intentionally go where his bullies hung out, but today was an exception. He had the notebook bent and stuffed into his pocket, ready to fall out the minute things got physical. Now to get his bullies to take the bait. Hey, villain, get out of here! Hitoshi bit back a smile as his bullies sought him. He just continued on like he didn't hear them, but was walking slowly enough it didn't take much time for them to catch up. What are you doing here, brainwasher? The ringleader spat. Are you looking for a beating? Hitoshi just looked at the floor and kept walking until the ringleader shoved him, making him stumble just hard enough to knock Izuku's notebook to the floor. Bingo. He was shoved against the wall as the ringleader kept shouting some nonsense or other at him. But that wasn't the guy he was most interested in. No. That was the one who had just picked up the notebook and was flipping through it, mild terror growing more intense with every page. Guys, I think you need to see this. The ringleader let go of Hitoshi as the whole group huddled around the notebook. What the fuck? Is this about us? Did you make this, you damn villain? No, Hitoshi answered honestly. My friend Midoriya did. I didn't tell him that much about you, but he managed to find out where I lived after only meeting me once. So I'm sure there's more in there. I haven't read it yet, sorry. The ringleader's eyes widened, and he shoved the notebook at one of the other bullies. You've got a fire quirk. Burn it. He turned to Hitoshi. You keep that freak away from us, you hear? I'm sorry, Hitoshi said, with false sincerity, but I can't control him. The ringleader went pale. You're a brainwasher, you can't... Hitoshi shrugged. I don't want to get on his bad side, and I'm sure you don't either. Well, see you at school. He walked away as the bullies trembled behind him and couldn't hold back a small smile. School was going to be a lot more enjoyable after this. Hello, my Bumblebees, it's Teddy Baby Bear here, and that wraps up Chapter 8 of Shadows, the horror movie heroes. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you all enjoyed this wonderful story by Clouds. This podfic is brought to you as a Project Cyclone production. More info about other projects we worked on in the description, as well as links to our website and Instagram. If you want to support Project Cyclone and all our future productions, please consider joining our Patreon, or sharing our content through word of mouth. We really appreciate your support, and it makes it possible for me and my friends behind the scenes to keep making content for you guys. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you may be listening to us. Sweet dreams and a restful hibernation to you all. Bye-bye.